Hi everyone. So today I'm in my garden. Sitting in my garden. This is the second video I made in my garden, I think, after my Stranger Things review. Um, never read any the rest of Stranger Things, but hopefully sometime. Anyway, so this evening we're just going to do a quick talk about a SpongeBob episode that I love. Love SpongeBob, the show in general, but I'm just going to talk about one of my specific favorite episodes, which is the Graveyard Shift, which I think is a lot of fans' favorites. First saw this episode when I was on TV when I was 7. Well, I think 7, about to turn 8, and so I saw it there and I thought it was quite creepy. But I think I enjoyed it because for ages I was hoping to see it again, but didn't. So finally saw it again. I was at a cousin's house on DVD, like 2 years later. So anyway, it's a very good episode, very dark, and what makes it such a great episode is that it's a good mix between dark and funny, And so what happens in this episode is Mr. Krabs decides he wants Krusty Krab to be open 24 hours from now on, so SpongeBob and Squidward are stuck being there all night. SpongeBob is delighted about this, but of course Squidward is furious and unhappy, which I think is how most people would be also. Even when I was watching this as a kid, his reaction was always much more relatable. I always found his reaction much more relatable than SpongeBob's. Um, anyway, SpongeBob is delighted, but then he gets freaked out when he sees how dark it is outside. So Squidward scares him out even, tries to freak him out even more by making up this ghost story about the slinging slasher who supposedly used to work in the Krusty Krab many years ago, probably long before SpongeBob was working there, and perhaps even long before Squidward was working there. Anyway, so the slinging slasher was, as Squidward describes, a fry cook like SpongeBob except clumsier. And one night he accidentally cut off his own hand and replaced it with a spatula, and then maybe when he was leaving work or something, he got hit by a bus, and then he was fired to his funeral. So every Tuesday night, his ghost returns to Krusty Krab to get revenge or something. Then SpongeBob freaks out, and then Squidward tells him it's all a joke, that he made the whole story up. SpongeBob was relieved about this. But then later that night, the event seemed to come true. Like Squidward said, the lights, when the hashing slasher approaches, there's warning signs, like the lights flicker on and off, and the phone rings, and there's nobody on the other end, and then a ghostly bus appears across the street, and then he walks up and into Krusty Krab to the counter, and then he'd attack you, and that's precisely what happens then. That's precisely what seemed to happen then. Lights flicker on and off, the phone rings, and there's nobody there, and a mysterious bus arrives outside, and a ghostly guy comes up, but as much as Squidward panic like hell, thinking they're about to be killed, but it turns out not to be the hashtag slasher, just some random person looking for a job application. Why on earth he was looking for a job application at 4 o'clock in the morning, I have no clue, and why he came in a bus that hour, I don't know, maybe his friend dropped him off or something. That's what makes it still kind of creepy, because, even though he's on hashtag slasher, he's just a normal person. It's a big mystery why he was out applying for a job at the Krusty Krab at 3 in the morning. So I have to wonder then, did the Krusty Krab remain open 24 hours, and he took over the night shifts? So SpongeBob and Patrick only have to do the day. SpongeBob and Squidward only have to do the day shift. That's possible. I heard that theory somewhere, and that kind of makes sense. And also makes appearance in this is Nosferatu, which is a reference I never got as a kid, and always found creepy and mysterious. Even now, even though I know who Nosferatu is, know the name for Dracula, it's still a pretty disturbing ending. So it's Veronica, the one part where the episode where the characters were no longer scared, was the one part where you were the most scared. And it was clever that way. Anyway, part of what makes the ending so creepy as well as I have SpongeBob, Squidward, and the other guy, I believe is called Richie, just have a laugh at the fact Nosferatu is flicking lights off. I don't seem the least bit scared about it. So what's funny about this episode? What's funny is that SpongeBob freaks out by the story, and what's funny is how Squidward is initially amused by SpongeBob's reaction, but when it seems to come true, he's terrified himself. That's good. Patrick has a cameo where Squidward makes a good point. He wants a patty at 3 in the morning, then it shows Patrick at his home. Oh boy, 3 a.m. and he takes a bite. That's quite entertaining. And Mr. Krabs, this is one of several episodes where Mr. Krabs pisses me off. Like, he just expects Squidward to work all the time, and has no respect for their own personal lives. No, the only thing Mr. Krabs is concerned about is money. Well, I think there have been several occasions to prove that he can be a decent, caring person when he wants to be, or Crab in his case. But no sign of that in this episode, that's for sure. In his very brief appearance in the episode, he was just the money hungry pig he's generally portrayed to be. And Squidward makes a comment: the walls ooze green slime. Oh wait, they always do that. What's that about? Why would the walls always ooze green slime? And anyway, I think I misunderstood. I think I didn't fully understand Squidward's story when the first time I saw this episode when I was 7, almost 8. I think he thought, for some reason I thought he said that Hashling Slasher was initially the name of a restaurant before he became another restaurant before it became the name of the ghost or whatever. That's struck me as strange. Don't know why I thought that. But I suppose sometimes when you're a kid you just get the wrong. I think sometimes when you're a kid, or I anyway, just sometimes got the wrong impression of stories or things people said. Now that I'm an adult, I understand things better, I suppose. And it's a good episode to watch in the dark, if you're lying in bed late at night, and it's a bit of fun to watch. Just watch it in the dark. Unless you don't like that, unless you'd rather watch something so scary, or creepy happening in the daylight. What's funny is this episode isn't on the Halloween DVD. It's on the Halloween DVD, even though I personally think it's a lot scarier than all the episodes actually on it. I don't know, maybe that Halloween DVD was a VHS first. Maybe that VHS was released before this episode aired. I don't know. But I always found it much scarier than, say, Scaredy Pants or Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost or even I Was Teenage Gary. All those episodes do have their creepy moments too, and Frankendoodle is a bit creepy, but for me, this episode beats all of them in creepiness. It's by far the creepiest thing SpongeBob has ever made. But at the same time, it's also even though it's one of the creepiest SpongeBob episodes, it's also one of the funniest. It's also one of the funniest. I met a guy, and I think I kind of went to college with him, and he could really quote half the episode, and I thought it was very impressive. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my Coke there. Might probably quote more than half the episode as well, but might do that another time, maybe not today. Alright then, so hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and let me just think, do I have anything else to say about the graveyard shift before I go? For our time, and I love this episodes. When I was a kid, I loved this episode so much that when it was on TV, I'd keep, during the opening theme song, I'd keep thinking, please be the graveyard shift, and at least once I got my wish. So anyway, so it's a very good episode, definitely one of the best, and I can see why it's considered one of the best. Possibly my all-time single favorite. And I believe there's a live action version on YouTube somewhere that some teenage boys or college age boys took the time to do. That's very impressive and thoughtful of them. Okay, so I think that's basically all I have to say about the graveyard shift at the moment. Let me just think, is there anything else? Another catch. Remember saying this episode of SpongeBob's night thing? He says, I burned my finger at night. I'm cleaning the Krusty Krab at night. Night. That's a good memorable moment, alright. And it's funny as well when SpongeBob eats popcorn. Only when Squidward says Asher cut off his own hand, and SpongeBob goes like this because he's just one, so his arm takes his arm off and immediately grows back, or his hand or whatever immediately grows back. But then Edward says, except he wasn't a sponge, and SpongeBob says, so, and Squidward yells, so it didn't grow back, and SpongeBob and his hands will freak out, and he kind of makes popcorn out of his hands. That's quite good as well, clever as well. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say about this episode. If I think of anything more, I'll leave it in the comments. Alright, hope you enjoyed watching, and hope you're watching this, Harry Thomas, and don't worry, I'm not pressuring with hold request. Just if you're going to review Who's Grand Adventure for my birthday on May 31st, that'll be very nice. I'll do if you have to. I'd appreciate it if you felt you had the appreciate it if you have the energy to. But of course, there's no pressure, and I'm making any other requests for a while, because it's your channel after all. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this video, everyone, especially you, Harry. and I'll talk to you all later. Alright, bye.